Hello, welcome back to e-commerce lecture series. Lecture 3, part 3, Cybersecurity in e-commerce. Cybersecurity is critical for e-commerce platforms to protect sensitive customer data, financial transactions, and overall business operation. This module covers the key security principles and best practices for securing online business platforms. We will discuss common cyber threats targeting e-commerce, such as data breaches, payment fraud, and distributed denial of service or DDoS attack. Mitigation strategies will be explored, including access control, encryption, network security, and incident response planning. Real-world case studies will demonstrate the impact of effective cybersecurity measures and the consequences of security failures. By the end of this lecture, you will have a thorough understanding of how to build a robust cybersecurity framework for your e-commerce business. Now we begin. First, the importance of cybersecurity in e-commerce for personal information, for financial information, and for behavioral data, right? E-commerce platform handle a wealth of sensitive customer data, including personal information, financial details, and behavioral data. This data is highly valuable and must be protected to maintain customer trust and comply with the legal regulations. Cybersecurity measures are critical to safeguard this data from unauthorized access, from theft, and from misuse. Robust security protocols, encryption, access control, and regular security audit are essential to mitigate the risk. Failing to prioritize cybersecurity can lead to data breaches, financial losses, and severe reputation damage for the e-commerce business. You also know that this lecture is lecture 3, and we talk about cybersecurity right after the business model. You know that the importance of cybersecurity, right? That's one of the things you know that is very important. Right from the start, we talk about the cybersecurity, especially important nowadays in e-commerce. So now we also know, look at the consequences of cybersecurity breaches. We do financial losses, including financial losses, legal consequence, and reputational damage. A single security breach can have far-reaching consequences for an organization. Financial losses can come from the cost of data recovery, compensation to affected customer, and regulatory fines. Legal consequences are also a major risk, with potential violations of data protection law like GDPR in Europe, CCPA in California, and PDPA in Singapore. Perhaps most damaging is reputational damage that can result a loss of customer trust, decline in sales, and negative media coverage. These are all serious customer outcomes that organizations must be prepared to address if a breach occurs. The case study, right? We have a story of security of e-commerce, like the Target data breach 2013. In 2013, hackers accessed 40 million credit card records from Target through a third-party FTU vendors. This data breach cost Target 18.5 million in settlements and significantly damaged the brand's trust with customers. Many customers switched to competitors, retailers like Walmart and Amazon in response to the breach. This incident highlights the importance of robust cybersecurity measures, even for third-party vendors that may have access to sensitive customer data. So we will look at HTTPS. What is HTTPS, right? So HTTPS is a secure version of the standard HTTP protocol used to transmit data on the web. It encrypts the data transmitted between the user browser and website from the browser to the website server. This prevents hackers from intercepting and accessing sensitive information like login credentials or credit card details. The encryption creates a secure private connection that protects the user's data. You can identify a HTTPS connection by the padlock icon and HTTPS prefix in the browser address bar. HTTPS is essential for protecting sensitive user information and ensuring secure online transaction. We also consider SSL certificates. SSL or Secure Sockets Layer is a technology that provides encryption for data transfer, protecting information as it moves between a user device and the website. Websites that use SSL display a padlock icon in the address bar, visually indicating that the connection is secure. For example, Amazon uses HTTPS and SSL encryption across all its pages, ensuring that payment transactions and other sensitive data are protected. SSL is an essential security measure for any website that handles personal or financial information, as it helps prevent unauthorized access and data breaches. Data encryption. We will look at data encryption now. The purpose, semantic encryption, asymmetric encryption, an example, right? So one of the measures to secure data is data encryption. Data encryption is the process of converting sensitive information into unreadable format, making it useless if intercepted. Semantic encryption uses the same key for both encryption and decryption, such as advanced encryption standard AES. Asymmetric encryption, also known as the public key encryption, uses the public key for encryption and private key for decryption, such as the RSA. An example of data encryption is in action is Stripe, a payment gateway. This gateway encrypts the customer financial data, before transmitting it to banks, protecting the information from potential interception. We also can use the multi-factor authentication for enhanced security from something you know, from something you have, and something you are, right? You own that measures, right, to secure our information. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, is an important security measure that adds an extra layer of protection to your accounts. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, requires you to provide at least 2 different types of authentication factor to verify your identity. The 3 main factors are something you know, like a password or security question; something you have, like a one-time code sent to your phone or email; sometimes you are, like a biometric authentication using your fingerprints or facial features, right? For example, many financial services like Google and PayPal now require MFA before allowing access to accounts with sensitive data. This helps prevent unauthorized access even if your password is compromised. Implementing MFA is a simple but effective way to significantly improve the security of your important accounts. Now we look at one of the attacks, like the phishing attack, right? Phishing attacks are the type of cybercrime where fraudulent emails trick users into revealing sensitive information like login details. The goal is to steal personal data or gain unauthorized access to accounts. A common example is an email that appears to be from a legitimate company like PayPal, asking users to verify their account. These emails often have sense of urgency or use fear tactics to pressure the user into clicking a malicious link or entering their credentials. It's crucial for users to be able to identify this type of scam and avoid falling victims to phishing attacks. Another attack is the DDoS, or distributed denial service, right? DDoS attacks target websites and online services by overwhelming them with excessive traffic from multiple compromised computers. Attackers first identify a vulnerable website or service to target, and often an e-commerce site. They then deploy a botnet, a network of infected computers under their control to generate a massive amount of traffic. This overloads the target server, causing it to crash or become unavailable, resulting in downtime and disruption. In 2020, for example, Amazon Web Services mitigated one of the largest DDoS attacks in history, demonstrating the scale and sophistication of this type of attack. Another attack is a malware or malicious software. This is quite dangerous, right? Malware is a broad term for any malicious software designed to cause harm to computers and networks. There are several common types of malware, including viruses, ransomware, and spyware. Viruses are self-replicating programs that attack to legitimate files and spread them. When executed, ransomware encrypts the victim's data and demands a payment for the decryption key. Sometimes they pay, sometimes they send, sometimes they don't after to receive the payment, right? Spyware secretly monitors user activities and steals sensitive information. For example, WannaCry ransomware attack in 2017 is a well-known example affecting thousands of businesses globally. It's important to have strong cybersecurity measures in place to protect against this type of threats. Now we know, we look at the measure to prevent phishing attack by employee training, email filtering, and authentication protocols. Phishing attacks are a major threat that can lead to data breaches, financial losses, and reputational damage for organizations. To prevent this attack, we need to focus on three key areas: employee training, email filtering, and authentication protocols. First, it's critical that we train our employees and customers to recognize the signs of phishing emails. This includes looking for things like suspicious sender addresses, generic greetings, urgent calls to action, and requests for sensitive information. That's kind of the first side of phishing, right? Second, we should leverage anti-phishing email filters like Google Safe browsing or to automatically detect and block malicious messages before they reach our inboxes. And finally, implementing email authentication protocols such as SPF, DKIM, and DMARC can help verify the legitimacy of messages and prevent impersonation attacks. By addressing these three areas, we can build a robust defense against phishing and protect our organization and its stakeholders. Now we consider DDoS protection. By traffic analysis, CDN implementation, content delivery networks implementation, and traffic filtering. So continuous monitor network traffic pattern to detect any unusual spikes or anomalies that indicates a DDoS attack. Leverage content delivery networks like Cloudflare to absorb and distribute traffic surges, protecting the core infrastructure. Employ firewalls and load balancers to filter out suspicious traffic, identifying and blocking potential attack vectors. For malware defense, antivirus software is a critical first line of defense against the malware. So we use antivirus software first. Make sure to install the reputable antivirus program and keep it updated to protect against the latest threats. And sandboxing is a powerful technique to powerful technique to safely test the new application by running them in an isolated virtual environment. You can identify and contain any malicious behavior before allowing the app to run on your main system. These two measures, antivirus and sandboxing, form a strong foundation for protecting your system and data from malware attacks. They should be part of any comprehensive security strategy. So we come back with the example of target data breach. The target data breach occurred in 2013 when hackers infiltrated the company's payment system through a third-party HVAC vendor. The hacker were able to install malware on target point-of-sale terminal, allowing them to steal 40 million credit card records. This breach highlights the importance of securing all access point to a company's network, even though that may seem peripheral, like the HVAC system. Is a cautionary tale about the need for robust cybersecurity measures and vigilance against evolving threats. The target data breach has a significant financial impact with costs far exceeding the 80.5 million in settlement. In addition to the settlement, the target occur 10 million in legal fees and 100 million in security improvement letter. They also spent 5 million on customer service related to the breach. The total financial impact was substantial, highlighting the high costs associated with a major data breach. The 2013 target data breach was a major security incident that significantly damaged the company's reputation. Customers lost trust in Target after the breach, questioning the security of their personal information when shopping at the retailer. Many customers switched to competitors like Walmart and Amazon, perceiving them as a more secure option for their shopping needs. This loss of customer trust and shift to competitors put Target at a significant competitive disadvantage following the breach. It's critical for companies to prioritize data security and customer trust in order to avoid similar reputation damage in the future. So the lesson we learned from the Target data breach. The Target data breach was a major security incident that exposed the importance of security third-party vendor access to critical systems. It's crucial to limit the access that vendors have to your company's sensitive data and infrastructure. Carefully control and monitor their activities. Regular security audits of your vendors' policies and practices are essential to ensure they are maintaining robust security measures. Continuous security testing, including penetration testing, helps identify vulnerabilities that could be exploited by attackers. This allows you to address them proactively. Keeping on security patches up to date is a fundamental security practice that can help protect against known vulnerabilities. So now we come to a question, right? What do you think is the most damaging consequence of a cybersecurity breach for an e-commerce business? You should consider beyond the financial loss, the long-term reputation damage is more severe. Customers may never return to a platform they don't trust. Another question, website security. So the question is, how can you check if an e-commerce website is secure? You can look for the padlock icon on the browser to ensure the URL resource locator URL starts with HTTPS instead of HTTP, right? And this simple check helps the consumer make informed decision about where to shop online safely, right? Another question is multi-factor authentication, right? The question is, why do you think many companies are now enforcing MFA for account logins? So you should consider MFA multi-factor authentication reduces the risk of hacking. Even if passwords are stolen, a hacker would never also need access to users' phone or fingerprint, so it's safer. It's two-layer of protection. A business implication here: why MFA as an extra step for users? The security benefits far outweigh the minor inconvenience, right? Now another issue or question to consider: phishing defense, right? The question here is, what should you do if you receive an email from PayPal asking you to confirm your password, right? So do not click on the link that in that email. Instead, visit the PayPal's official website directly to verify your account status, right? Check that or change password to make sure it's not attacked. Target breach prevention. The question here is, what security measures could Target have implemented to prevent this breach? You should consider strong access control for third-party vendors, network segmentation, and continuous security monitoring. The practical implementation here is implementing this measure would have significantly reduced the risk of large-scale data breach that occurred. Putting these security measures into practice could have significantly reduced the risk and impact of large-scale data breach that occur. Targets. The visual diagram here you see on the slide illustrate how network segmentation can isolate vendor access system from critical payment processing system, creating a security barrier. The final question here, e-commerce security priorities. So the question, if you are launching your own e-commerce platform, what security measures would you prioritize, right? We will look at the customer data protection, payment processing security, and access control. Striking the right balance between robust security and seamless user experience is essential for e-commerce success. Protecting customer data is critical. This includes securing their personal information, and financial information to build trust. Payment processing also be highly secure to prevent fraud and ensure customer confidence in making purchases. Accessing control measures like strong authentication and authorization are needed to limit who can access sensitive system data. At the same time, these security requirements must be implemented in a way that doesn't create unnecessary friction or a poor customer experience. So, summary for and key takeaway from this 20 minutes presentation, right? You see, customer security is crucial for e-commerce platform to protect customer data, transaction, and overall business operation from cyber threat. Essential security measures like HTTPS, encryption, multi-factor authentication, MFA are fundamental to safeguarding e-commerce system and customer information. Understanding common cybersecurity threats such as data breaches, malware, and phishing attacks, and learning how to mitigate them is a key to maintain a secure e-commerce environment. Applying cybersecurity knowledge to real-world cases like the target data breach can provide valuable insights and lessons to improve security practices for e-commerce businesses. So this is the end of the this part 3 of the lecture about the e-commerce infrastructure and e-commerce security. Right? Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.